It's the State Show with Jeff Mavros, and here's your host, Jeff Mavros.
Hey everybody, welcome to the State Show with Jeff Mavros. I'm your host, Jeff Mavros. I am the Director of Admissions here at Illinois State, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to our 9th episode. Friends, today's show, unlike so many to this point, is a good one. We'll be talking with our colleague and good friend Corey Burgess from University College about new student orientation, otherwise known in these parts as preview for freshmen and transfer registration and orientation day for transfers. We'll also be introducing a laugh track to fill in some of the to fill in some of the dead space that results from having no live studio audience. No, I think the material is generally funny. I think the problem is the lack of an audience. See? On with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for maybe our worst stretch yet, Reddy Van Halen. Okay, everybody, in a recent episode, we talked about Maslow's hierarchy of needs and an individual's progression towards self-actualization. Put more simply, we discussed what it takes for a college student to reach their full potential. Today, we're talking about new student orientation at Illinois State, the goal of which is to prepare students to do just that. It's almost like whomever is writing these things did this intentionally. Nope, not yet. Orientation is an opportunity to introduce new students to available campus resources, human and otherwise, and to set them up for success. It's a springboard, a launch pad. We want students to feel safe, to feel welcome, to find their place, and to know where to turn anytime they need help of any kind. In short, orientation's pretty darn important. So we're fortunate here at Illinois State to have a crack staff in our orientation and transition services area. And we're even more fortunate to have one of them with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Coordinator of Orientation and Transition Services, Corey Burgess. Corey, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Thanks. Have a seat. Welcome to the State Show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Have you ever been on a fake talk show before?
I haven't. I'm very excited for some human interaction today. So this
We'll
is
give
great.
you something like that, I think. So, how are things?
You know, I'm doing all right. It's been an interesting adventure.
Yeah, I think that's about how everybody feels, Corey. So, we have so much to talk about. Let me start with a question that you probably get a lot. At the start of the show, I had mentioned that you are with University College. Can you give our viewers a sense of what University College is?
Yes, this is a very common question. I work in Orientation Transition Services, which is a part of University College, and we do a lot of things, but we really focus on students in their first semester at ISU and getting them transitioned and feeling comfortable. So we have academic advising, we have tutoring, coaching, and other academic assistance to really make sure students are starting off on the right foot.
Great. So starting off on the right foot, that's probably why you guys are in charge of orientation itself.
Absolutely. It all kind of goes together. We in Orientation and Transition Services want to make sure that students meet their full potential, and so we work together in University College to do that.
Okay, awesome. Let's start with preview, and folks will remember that preview is really what we call our freshman orientation program. It's been around a long time, huh?
Yeah, it's a campus tradition we're super proud of. We celebrated over 50 years of preview, so yes, it's a big thing here.
Wow. Yeah, Reggie actually says he remembers attending the very first preview back then. That was before his glow up. So, Corey, give us a sense, if you would, of what happens at preview.
Preview is a time where students and their families can feel more connected to ISU and get their questions answered. So students can make a new friend and get involved with a small group of students. They can meet with their academic advisor to get registered for fall classes, and also just learn about all the different resources available to them and how to get involved on campus.
Awesome. So can students sign up for preview right now?
So April 1st is when preview registration opens. As long as students have paid their enrollment deposit fee, they can go online to register. So the enrollment deposit kind of secures their place. We have multiple times of preview throughout the summer in June and the first half of July. So we want you to get in there and find the first date that works best for you and your family.
Excellent. Is there anything in particular that students need to do to prepare for preview?
Yes, I'm glad that you asked that question. The ALEX Math Placement Exam is super important for students to take before their preview date so that they can work with their academic advisor to sign up for the appropriate math class.
Okay, so math placement exam sounds like a lot of fun. Is it as painful as it sounds?
No, absolutely not. I think don't be worried about it. It's really going to just help you get into the correct math class so you can be successful in it.
Great. Okay, so if our viewers are looking for even more information about preview, should they check out your website, or what would you have them do?
Yes, that's the best place to go. illinoisstate.edu/preview will give tons of information that'll be helpful in preparing for preview. So more info about the ALEX Math Placement, the schedule for preview, and then even next steps after their preview has completed.
Okay, good advice. Let's switch gears, because you've given us a lot of good information about preview, but as you know, that we got a lot of transfers that watch the show as well, we hope. So I know that preview's for freshmen, but for transfers, we have a totally different orientation program, Transfer Registration and Orientation Day, which is a mouthful, so I like to call it T-Rod, right? Can you talk to us a little bit about T-Rod?
Yes, I love the T-Rod nickname, very appropriate. Yeah, our Transfer Registration and Orientation Day helps our transfer students get acclimated to campus, learn about resources, get registered for fall classes as well.
Okay, so you said it's more than just course registration when they attend that day. Can you give us a couple examples of the more?
Yeah, definitely. So there will be sessions available in many different campus offices around to answer questions, Multicultural Center, Career Services, academic information, the Dean of Students office, many different ways to get involved.
That sounds great. So even though transfer students have some college experience, is it definitely worth their while to attend a T-Rod?
Yes, definitely. I think college and universities are different everywhere, and understanding the Illinois State way of doing things is really important and will help them to be successful.
So you guys have incoming students from freshmen and transfers just covered, don't you?
I think so, yes.
Corey, I think the folks at home are starting to pick up on this, but you are known around campus for your positivity, that big smile that's always on your face. Is there some part of your job that's your favorite?
Thank you for saying that. I love my job, and I think that's part of why I smile a lot. It's a lot of fun. My favorite part is watching students and their families go from when they first arrive to feeling a little anxious or nervous about things, and then watching the progression throughout the day of meeting other people, feeling more comfortable, getting confident in their decision, and then by the time they leave, they have their ID card, they're excited, can't wait to get started. So that's just a really fun process to watch.
Yeah, I can totally relate. I mean, our work is very much the same way. It's really gratifying to see these students that we start working with, and they're in one frame of mind, and then by the time you get them to actually to orientation, starting to become part of the community, they're just totally different people and ready to go and excited about being Redbirds. So totally get that. Apparently Reggie's favorite part of his job is the bird seat in the dining centers. So Corey, this has been great. Thanks so much for being with us. Really appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you.
Corey Burgess, everybody. And we'll be back after this short commercial break.
Are you suffering from limited opportunities, unrealized potential, or lack of direction? IllStateU can help. IllStateU is a safe, non-drowsy solution that can help you prepare for a career, make friends, and live your life to the fullest. So if broadening your horizons, earning your degree on time, and making more money than the average college student sounds good to you, ask your admissions counselor if IllStateU is right for you. Side effects may include insatiable thirst for knowledge, open mind, and expanded heart.
Okay, everyone, welcome back. It's time for today's Future Redbirds shout out.
Shout out!
Today's shout out goes to Abby F. from Urbana, Illinois. Abby was the very first student to subscribe to our admissions YouTube account, and we love her for that. Congratulations, Abby. Get ready to sign up for preview so you can take advantage of all those good things Corey talked about. And on that note, let's recap what Corey talked about. Orientation is your introduction to a successful transition to Illinois State. Whether you're a freshman attending preview or a transfer attending transfer registration and orientation day. From learning about important resources to meeting with your academic advisor to registering for your classes, orientation is where it's at. It's the first step to finding friends, challenging yourself academically, and progressing toward graduation. Heck, it's the first step toward the rest of your life. And we can't wait to get you started. So we look forward to seeing you here for preview and transfer registration and orientation days. And until then, be good, be well, go Birds.